Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's super important, yet often misunderstood when it comes to parenting and discipline: consequences. Many people use the word consequence synonymously with punishment, but consequences aren't all punishments. In fact, from a developmental and research perspective, they shouldn't be. When used correctly, consequences can be a powerful tool for teaching our kids, not punishing them. The word discipline comes from the Latin words discipulos and disciplina, which mean student and to teach. The definition of a consequence is a result or effect of an action or condition. So when we use consequences, we're not trying to make our kids suffer for their mistakes. We're trying to teach them, to help them understand how the world works. There are three main types of consequences we are going to talk about today, and those are natural consequences, logical consequences, and arbitrary consequences or punishment. So let's start with natural consequences. Natural consequences are exactly what they sound like. They happen naturally without any intervention from us as parents. These are the direct result of a child's actions. So for example, if a child refuses to wear a coat, they feel cold when they go outside. If they don't eat their lunch, they feel hungry later. If they leave their favorite toy outside, it might get wet and ruined if it rains. Natural consequences can be incredibly effective because they allow children to learn directly from their experiences. There is no middleman, that's us as parents, to blame. It's just cause and effect. Ultimately, from a positive parenting perspective, these are viewed as the best way for our children to learn about their actions. Now, this is super important, so listen up. I hear so many parents ask, what would be a natural consequence I can give for blank? Now, there are two issues with this question. One, you cannot give a natural consequence. It just happens. It's a direct, natural result of something and has nothing to do with you as the parent. Zero. Nada. The second issue is that natural consequences are not always appropriate for the situation. This is usually regarding safety. So for example, if your child runs out into traffic, the natural consequence of that would be them getting hit by a car. Or if your two kids are fist fighting, the natural consequence of that would be that someone gets hurt. We don't ever want to put anyone's safety in jeopardy, so we should never be allowing natural consequences to happen when our child's safety is at risk. So if natural consequences aren't appropriate for the situation, then we move to logical consequences. Logical consequences are ones that we as parents impose, but they are directly related to the child's behavior. They make sense in the context of what happened. So some examples are, if a child draws on a wall, a logical consequence would be that they have to help clean it up. If they refuse to put their shoes on, they can't go to the park. If they throw food at dinner, they have to help clean the floor. Logical consequences help children see the direct impact of their actions and learn responsibility. Now, logical consequences can get a bit tricky because they could be a slippery slope and turn into punishment if you're not careful. So when imposing a logical consequence, ask yourself these three R questions. Is it related? Is it realistic? And is it respectful? These are good ways to know if your consequence is logical. So let's look at an example. A child throws their toy. Now there can be a natural consequence here. The toy might break, but safety can be involved in this one. So let's say you want to impose a logical consequence. If you rip the toy away and yell at your child saying, "Now you lost your toy because you threw it," that may be related, but it's definitely not respectful. Or if you say, "Now you're never allowed to play with toys ever again," that would not be realistic or respectful, so that would be a punishment and a very extreme one that you most likely would not be able to follow through on anyway. If you calmly went up to your child and you explained, "You threw your toy. I'm gonna have to take this away for now so we don't hurt anyone or break anything, and you can try again after dinner," that would be a logical consequence. So let's look at arbitrary consequences or punishments. Now, these are the ones that we want to avoid in positive parenting. Arbitrary consequences, also known as punishments, are not related to the child's behavior. They are imposed by the parent and often come from a place of frustration and anger, and the goal is to inflict some sort of emotional or physical pain on the child in an attempt to teach them a lesson. So some examples might be taking away screen time because the child didn't clean their room. Not related. Canceling a play date because a child was rude to their sibling. Not related. Not allowing ice cream after dinner because your child didn't finish their homework. Not related. See where I'm going with this? These consequences don't help the child understand the impact of their actions. Instead, they often lead to resentment, and they don't teach the lesson that we're aiming for. If you'd like me to make a video about why punishments don't work, then let me know in the comments and I will gladly do that. So now that we understand the types of consequences, let's talk about how to use them effectively from a positive discipline perspective. So number one is to prioritize natural consequences. As I said earlier, whenever it's safe to do so, let those natural consequences play out. This means sometimes we have to step back and let our children experience some discomfort. It's not easy, but it's often the best teacher. Number two, make logical consequences related and respectful. When you need to impose a consequence, make sure it's directly related to the behavior and always implement it with respect. Remember, we're teaching, not punishing. Number three, when possible, involve your child in determining the consequence. This may not be possible with very young children, but you can definitely try and see how it plays out. Obviously, you have the ultimate say as the parent, but allowing your child to weigh in can help them learn appropriate consequences and develop problem-solving skills. Be consistent. Once you've set a consequence, follow through. Consistency helps children understand boundaries and feel secure. This is super important. It may be hard when your child melts down because of a consequence, but giving in will send the completely wrong message and make things way harder for you down the line. Focus on solutions. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, focus on how to make things right. This promotes a growth mindset and problem-solving skills. Use consequences sparingly. Not every misbehavior needs a consequence. Sometimes a conversation or a reminder is enough. Pair consequences with empathy. Show your child that you understand their feelings, even if you don't agree with their actions. I know you're disappointed we have to leave the park, but when you ran into the parking lot, you showed me you weren't ready to play safely. Reflect and learn. After a consequence has been implemented, take the time to reflect with your child. What did they learn? How might they handle the situation differently next time? And for this, you want to do it outside of the moment after any big feelings from the consequence have passed. Remember, the goal of using consequences in positive discipline isn't to make our children suffer or feel bad. It's to help them learn, grow, and understand how their actions impact themselves and others. It takes practice for both you and your child to get the hang of this. There will be times when you're not sure what consequence to use or if one is even necessary. And that's okay. Parenting is a journey and we are all learning as we go. But if you want more support with this, then I have some super exciting news. I will be opening up my parenting membership, the Life with Littles Lounge, very soon, which is exclusively for parents of toddlers and preschoolers. I promise it will be one of the best investments in yourself and your parenting. We are going to have live Q&A sessions, group coaching, a curriculum that takes you step by step in adopting a balanced parenting lifestyle, monthly workshops with guest experts, and tons of downloadable resources for you and your littles. So if you want to know more, then click the link in the description to get on the wait list so you can be the first to know when it opens. If you want to know more about why your toddler or preschooler is misbehaving, then check out this video right now. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful and subscribe for more tips to help you love your life with littles. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next time.